what we know from inside is coming from the social networking sites. And CNN correspondent Ivan Watson, who has reported from Iran numerous times, has been manning our Iran desk in Atlanta to try to tell us there how people are getting the word out. Ivan, what have you been monitoring all day?
We've been watching all the websites. We've been watching Iranian state TV as well, Christian, and I can run you through some of the video that we've pulled out on this day of turmoil and violence in Tehran. First, a piece of YouTube video that came out, a long section of video. Let's take a look at that right now. First, to see these demonstrators in the streets, and let's listen to the gunshots here. And you hear the crowd there chanting, death to the dictator. That's a real defiant statement against the Islamic regime. And this video goes on to show, Christian, the crowd gathering, confronting security forces in the distance. And then what we see is a wounded man being carried out from the melee. You can see him on the ground here. We've seen a number of images like this throughout the course of the day coming over these social networking sites, and then the crowd yelling, some of the people in the background yelling, they are killing our brothers. Very disturbing images, just to give you a sense of the turmoil on the streets today. I want to bring you to another piece of video that we saw from Facebook. Now, this is from a different location, a different city, Shiraz. This is outside Shiraz University. And here you see police beating these women dressed in black chador. And take a listen to the man yelling in the background here for a moment, Christian. He's yelling, "You bastards, don't hit her, don't hit the old woman." Those images coming from Shiraz, a city outside of the Iranian capital, and we had reports of unrest in the city of Isfahan and in the northwest province of Azerbaijan as well. And take a look at this coming from Iranian state TV. A woman trying to protect what appears to be a Basiji militiaman, a pro-government militiaman who's been knocked off his motorcycle from the crowd, which are just running in to beat this man. We have seen other images like this over the course of the past week. These are just some of the images that we've seen over the course of the day today, coming from Iran over these social networking sites and even from Iranian state TV, Christian.
Ivan, I mean, you and I know that this is one of the most frustrating things, to have to rely on other people's video, their pictures, their words, and not be able to verify it. And there certainly has been a lot that's been attributed to Mir Hossein Mousavi today on Facebook sites and other websites. How are we able to be sure that some of the things that have been attributed to him are true? Can you give us any insight into that?
No, we can't. We haven't been able to confirm that. We haven't been able to get through to his aides the way we have been able to in the past. Our reporting team on the ground, their hands are tied right now, Christian. They've been given the order from the Iranian authorities today not to do any reporting without prior permission. And as a result, we can't do the normal work that we would do, especially when a country as important and as big as this is facing such an historic series of events. It's incredibly frustrating. I know that you and I would trade places in a heartbeat, leave the safety of the studio to try to be there on the ground. But the fact is, the Iranian regime does not want journalists like us in there. They've been sending journalists out, revoking their visas. I haven't been able to go back in since Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was elected. I've made at least 8 applications to go in there. So we're trying to get information. I talked to an Iranian-American friend in New York today. He's convinced, according to these social networking sites, that Mir Hossein Mousavi addressed the crowd. That gives you a sense of how this information is spreading out, disseminating. We still can't confirm it, Christian.
Ivan, what is state television been showing? Because you'd think they wouldn't show any of this, and yet they have. I've seen some pictures on there. What's the extent that they've shown?
They have shown the Basiji and the police detaining protesters, clubbing them even. And then another very important point, an event that seems to have taken place today, this explosion, what has been described in the state media as a suicide bomb at the mausoleum of Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. This is a huge deal in a country like Iran, with reports of injuries and deaths as well. A huge deal, as you well know. He is revered as a saint in that country, and Iranian state TV showed images of that as well. Of course, our reporters couldn't go to the scene.
Ivan, thank you very much. President Obama weighed in today on the violence in Iran. We'll have his remarks in 60 seconds from now.